my favorite time of the month, Nate, okay? Every single month, I look forward to these types of things, okay? We got UFC 262, Michael Chandler versus Charles Oliveira for the vacated UFC lightweight championship of the world. Let me tell you something, Nate. And in case people are asking why is it vacated, it's because Habib was the last champion, but he ended up retiring, so they need a new champion. Um, but let me tell you something, Nate. Let's get the hype going first, okay? I'm gonna try. Okay, I'm gonna try this again. Let's get this hype going. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Now, ladies and gentlemen, millions watching around the world, it's
It's
time!
time.
Hey, shout out to Bruce Buffer, okay? He's going to get me hyped come fight night. But let me tell you something, Nate, okay? This is going to be in the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. They got 18,000 fans in attendance. Again, shout out to Dana White because he does an amazing job with these events and getting the fans involved. He's done an amazing job throughout the pandemic, so I got to give him a shout out. Um, but yeah, Nate, we got Michael Chandler versus Charles Oliveira. This is going to be a good fight, and I am very, very torn, okay? So I'm going to let you make a prediction first. All right, I'm going to listen to what you have to say. Maybe you say something that might like open up my eyes and pick a winner, maybe not. But let's see. Okay. Let's see if we got a little bet going on here. Okay. And this is the only title fight on the card. The co-main event is Tony Ferguson versus Beneil Dariush, but we're not going to talk about that because it's not a title fight. All right. But let me tell you something. I'm gonna go to Michael Chandler's stats first. Okay. Michael Chandler has a striking accuracy of 49%. He has a striking defense of 52. He has a takedown accuracy of 41%, and he has a takedown defense of 80%. And he averages 2.37 takedowns per fight. So, I mean, not bad stats for Michael Chandler, you know. Obviously, he made his debut against Dan Hooker on the Conor McGregor Dustin Poirier card, and it was an amazing debut. You know, he TKO'd him in the first round, and Dan Hooker is a very, very tough and good opponent, so he's got that under his belt. Now, going to Charles Oliveira, okay? Charles Oliveira, he has a striking accuracy of 52%, a striking defense of 54%, a takedown accuracy percentage of 44, and a takedown defense of 57. And he has a takedown average of 2.64 takedowns per fight. So again, some good stats by Charles Oliveira as well. Charles Oliveira is on an 8-fight winning streak, Nate, which again, shout out to him. He has beaten some amazing opponents like Kevin Lee. He has beaten Tony Ferguson. And it's funny because when they were doing the press conference, they had Tony Ferguson next to Charles Oliveira. They were sitting next to each other, and that was the last fight that Tony Ferguson had. And Tony Ferguson lost Charles Oliveira. So it was pretty funny. And Tony Ferguson was talking trash to the other side. It was funny. He told Michael Chandler, he kept calling everybody a B word, and he kept saying that Michael Chandler, he was talking about Michael Chandler and how he denied the fight against him. And he said that Michael Chandler had Dana White privilege. Which I mean, and Dana White thought it was pretty funny. I thought Dana White was gonna like have like the meanest look on his face. He thought it was pretty funny. He started busting out laughing, and Michael Chandler took it pretty well too. He goes, thanks, Dana. And they just continued to going on. But let's talk about this main event, Nate. Okay, because I'm gonna let you start off first. But this is a very very tough one for me to predict.
Yeah, it's a tough one for me to predict too because they're relatively the same fighter. You know, they have a couple inches off of each other. Michael Chandler's like
Right.
5'8",
I'll
and
say this.
Charles Oliveira is like 5'10". They have the same weight. Their reach is relatively the same. They have the same stance, which is orthodox, and their stats are kind of almost similar. So this
Right.
is a
Well, I'll
very
say
tough
this.
fight.
I'll say this. I think Charles Oliveira, I think he's more of a submission specialist, you know, and his
Yeah, yeah,
submissions are lethal. They are lethal, man. Like I'm telling you, like I am telling you, like he sneaks them in too. Like it's
yeah.
it's 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 very, very tough to prepare for a guy against Charles Oliveira, which is why this is so tough because Michael Chandler, I look at him and I can see that fire in his eye, you know, that he was so hyped up for his UFC debut. He ended up living up to the hype and now he's got this title shot and he looks just as determined, you know. And Michael Chandler is a very, very easy guy to root for.
Right, yeah. I'll say this, okay? This is gonna be a decision fight. I'll put it like I don't think anybody's gonna get knocked out here, or I don't think anybody's gonna smash. This is gonna end up being a decision. Who's gonna win? I mean, that's a good one. This is gonna be a good fight, Mario. Personally, Mario, this one's tough. Man, it really is tough. You know what? I'm gonna go with Michael Chandler. I'll go with Michael Chandler wins this fight, no decision, or by decision. My bad, and he's gonna become the new champion. I'll
Right.
say that.
You got like unanimous decision, you got split
Yeah, you.
decision. What do you got?
I got like a I'll say split decision by now for now. It's
Do you
it's
think
tough.
do
It
you
really
think
is.
So you think 2 out of 3 judges are going to vote Chandler and one of them's going to vote
Yeah,
Oliveira?
yeah.
Okay. I'll say this, Nate, and we will make a bet on this, okay? Because I got the same guy winning as you. I think I'm gonna go with Chandler here, and the reason why, because it is so tough. Because I'm already picturing the fight, and I'm picturing how both guys fight. And Michael Chandler loves to get inside an opponent. He doesn't. He's not an outside fighter. Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler is an inside fighter, and if he gets inside on Oliveira and he lands that hook, Michael Chandler's got a little bit of power on him too. But not only that, well, not a little bit, a lot. But he has good accuracy too. Like he knows how to pick his strike. And if he can get that nice little hook on Oliveira, he could knock him out. And he could TKO him. I know that. But the problem I have with this is if this somehow gets to the ground, I'm concerned for Chandler because Oliveira knows how to sneak those submissions in very, very well. He knows how to do it, you know? So it's a very, very tough fight to predict. Here's what I will say though. A lot of these guys that Oliveira has submitted, they've ended up trying to take him down, you know. And Michael Chandler, like we mentioned, you know, his takedown accuracy is like around 2.5, is around like 2.37. That's the average of like takedowns per fight. Obviously, you can't have 2.37s takedown in a fight. That's just an average of all his fights combined. However, what you could really think about is if Michael Chandler is really going to try wrestling with Oliveira, which if he does, I think that's a bad decision by Chandler. I think Chandler needs to keep this standing. And the other thing too is you also got to look at it. Their reach is, like you said, very similar. But yeah, I really do think if Michael Chandler can get inside Charles Oliveira, I think he can TKO him and knock him out. And this is a big fight for Michael Chandler because the last fight was big for him too. Don't get me wrong. People had a lot of hype over him on Michael Chandler because Michael Chandler has always been kind of like in the UFC like conversation before he entered the UFC. It was just a matter of time before he joined. And he said it too. He said, "This is the big leagues. This is where I want to be." And the intensity is right there, Nate. You know, the intensity is in Michael Chandler without a doubt. I mean, his last knockout was insanely incredible. I'm gonna be honest with you, Nate. I do have Michael Chandler win this fight. And this is a rarity because I think Michael Chandler might be the underdog in this fight. I could be wrong. Okay, but when you look at who Oliveira has fought, he's already solidified himself as one of the top lightweights in the UFC. Okay, he's already solidified himself as that, and he already solidified himself as one of the most elite submission specialists in the game. Because those submissions, they are tough, Nate. But let me tell you something. I think if Michael Chandler can get inside Charles Oliveira, clip him, knocks him down, TKOs him, I think that's how Chandler's going to win the fight. I cannot see this going to decision. I can't because I can only see two things: a TKO or a submission. That's the only thing I could really see. I think Michael Chandler TKO. I'm gonna go third round, second or third round. I'm gonna go third though. I'm gonna say third. So Michael Chandler TKO, third round. But here's what we'll do, Nate. Okay, if Charles Oliveira wins, okay, then I think we both need to do a punishment because we were both wrong. I'm being honest. If Michael Chandler wins, okay, depending on how he wins, whether it's this, if it's any decision, I'll give it to you. Okay. If it's a knockout, I'll give it to me. If it's a submission, nobody's got to do anything. If it's like something rare like a DQ, nobody's got to do anything. Okay, but like a TKO, a knockout, a stoppage, that'll be me. A decision, I'll give that to you, whether it's unanimous or a split. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, it's going to be a very great fight. Again, it's going to be tomorrow, May 15th, in the Toyota Center, Houston, Texas. It's probably going to end probably like at midnight, like around 12, but the fight should begin relatively late. Okay, so make sure you guys go check it out, you know.